this RCD is tripped. So what do? You try and push it up and reset it, but no, it won't have it. It keeps on tripping. It's not staying up. So we need to try and get some power back on before we have to call an electrician. There's certain things you can do before you have to call an electrician, and I'd suggest you start off by trying this. But what I would suggest is that you do switch off anything and unplug anything which is vulnerable. So you're going to be switching power on and off possibly a couple of times, and you don't want things to keep stopping and starting. So unplug anything which is sensitive, computers and such, or certainly switch off your boiler, switch it off at the fuse spur. You don't want that starting and stopping, starting and stopping. It won't do it any good. So right, this RCD is tripped. It won't reset. So, and you've unplugged everything sensitive. And so what I suggest you do is you switch off all the circuits on this side of the RCD. Switch them all off and see if it'll reset. Ah, good, it's holding now. So we know that something is going through this RCD which it doesn't like. One of these circuits is causing this RCD to trip. So what we do is we switch on the first one. This is with the RCD switched back up, so this is on. So we switch on the lights first, wait a couple of seconds to see if anything happens. Sometimes an RCD won't trip instantly. Sometimes it takes a while. So just give it a few seconds. If it holds for a while, it's a good indication that that's not causing the issue. And switch on the heating circuit. See what happens. Any trips? No, that one seems to be holding okay. Right, okay. Switch on the kitchen sockets. Okay, and click. It goes down. Right, okay. This gives a good indication that the kitchen sockets might be the cause of the problem, which is causing the RCD to trip. So switch the kitchen sockets off. Switch the RCD back up again. Okay, see if that holds. Still holding. Switch the final one on. You never know, there might be two faults, so we'll just double check. Everything's holding. That's great. Okay, so switch everything back off again. We don't want to be switching things on and off unnecessarily, but you should have unplugged everything anyway, really. Switch the kitchen sockets back on again. Oh, it's tripped. Goes again. So that's a good indication that there's something not right in the kitchen. So we'll switch that off. And now is a good chance to go around your kitchen and just double check that you've unplugged everything. Switch everything off. Things you might have forgotten about, such as your hob extractor. Switch that off. If you've got any appliances, unplug all your appliances. Your washing machine, your dishwasher, your kettle and things like that. And then see if, with everything unplugged, see if it'll stay on. So if you switch the kitchen sockets back on and it trips again, and you know that you've switched everything off, that possibly might be a time to start thinking about calling an electrician, because all we can do here is try and isolate it to a particular part of the circuit or a particular device which is tripping it. But there's something else we can still do. So we'll switch this off again, push the RCD back up, see if it sets. If it sets, that's a good sign. It means that it's possibly not some kind of damage to cable embedded in the ceiling or in the wall or under the floorboards. Sometimes the cable does get damaged. Little mice might have a nibble on it, or it might have rubbed or been damaged on installation, and that's causing an issue. The conductors are touching in the cable, or it could be an issue in one of the back of the sockets. The thing is, it could be an issue with anything, but we think we've isolated the kitchen sockets. You've unplugged everything, and it's holding, which is good. Okay, so maybe just try starting a few things, plug a few things in to see if it causes the RCD to trip. So you can plug your kettle in, and if you plug your kettle in, and so obviously switch your kitchen sockets back on, and you plug your kettle in and it trips straight away, it's a good indication that it's the kettle that's causing the problem. So you can do this with a few various appliances. You could try switching things on and see if it causes the RCD to trip or not. And that's a kind of basic way of fault finding and finding out what might be causing the issue with the RCD. It might be the case that you just can't find it. RCDs are very sensitive, and it might not be an appliance, it might be something in the infrastructure of the building. If that's the case, you're going to have to call an electrician who can do some more thorough testing. But this is just a way of finding out if it's something simple, a device, your coffee machine. If it's your fridge, hopefully nothing like a washing machine or something starts getting expensive if that's a fault. So that's a good way of just testing. So you unplug everything, see if it holds, and slowly start introducing the circuits back again and seeing if it holds. And if something causes it to trip, you've got a definite cause and effect. You plug the kettle in and it goes, the kettle's causing the problem, and it's time to go to the shops and buy a new kettle. But sometimes you just don't know, you can't find what's causing it, and the RCD just keeps on tripping. But what you have found out is that the kitchen circuit is causing the problem, so you can put on all the MCBs and you can reset your RCD. So the good thing is you've got power back to most of the house. You've got your downstairs lights on, you've got your heating back on, you've got your up sockets back on. Unfortunately, your kitchen sockets aren't working, and we can't find out simply what's causing that. None of the appliances seem to be causing it. So you're going to have to call an electrician to come and have a look. But you have got most of the power back on, and you can run an extension lead from one of your socket circuits into the kitchen, so you can temporarily get your fridge and freezer plugged back in and running, so it all doesn't defrost. So that's just a basic idea of what to do if your RCD trips and won't reset. Okay, I hope that's been of some help to you, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye now.